Welcome to the Phenomenal Teacher Show. In this episode, I'm going to challenge you to level up. Are you interested in taking this challenge with me? If so, keep on watching. Level up tip number 1. I want you to rewrite your story. People always create narratives about themselves. For example, I can't swim. Oh, I can never swim. I'm too afraid that I would drown, or I'm not capable of swimming. I'm too old to learn how to swim. And do you know where that example came from? Me. I can't swim. If I keep repeating that narrative and find millions of excuses why I can't swim, or I shouldn't swim, or I'm too old to learn how to swim and take lessons to swim, all the many excuses, I want you to look at yourself and see what kind of limitations do I hold upon myself, and how can I rewrite the story? So for example, you could say to yourself, well, I haven't learned how to swim yet, and if I'm truly interested in learning how to swim, I could certainly try taking exercise classes in the water just to become familiar with how it feels for my body to be immersed in the water. I could just take it slowly, go to the pool with my family or my friends, or get inside the beach water, just getting more and more accustomed to the feeling of being in the water so that it could feel more natural to me instead of foreign, right? When you don't know how something feels, or if you never tried it before, it's kind of scary sometimes because you could injure yourself, and depending on what it is that your personal narrative is telling you. So I want you to find things that you are telling yourself of your limitations, and I want you to rewrite that story to make it not seem as if it's inhibiting you from becoming the ideal version of yourself. If swimming is important to you, and there's so many benefits of swimming, that you could start writing down all the pros of learning how to swim, how it's really good for your joints if you're swimming in water, how it doesn't have a lot of resistance, but not a lot of impact, right, on your joints. And so it's a healthy alternative than to running on concrete or running on hard surfaces where that's really bad for your knees or your hips or your back, etc. You have the power to redefine how you categorize yourself and blow out all of these mental barriers that you held up for yourself. So take your own personal narrative and see how you could reframe that and use different language of expressing it. So instead of saying I can't, you could say I can try, right? Replace it. Instead of can't is just cannot or choose not to. So when you say I can't, I choose not to. And that's okay if you're okay with that. But remember, we're trying to level up here. Level up our barriers, the mental barriers that have been withholding us back for all these years. Pay attention to the way that you talk to yourself. So when you start saying things that trigger self-doubt, I want you to use pronouns. Instead of I am scared of swimming, I am scared, use Diana is scared. And I know this sounds silly, but the University of Buffalo proves that it actually helps you overcome when you use third-person pronouns. Third-person thinking creates distance between you and whatever it is that is igniting this fear within you. So when you're saying it as a third person, your name is whatever the negative feeling that you're trying to overcome. Diana is scared. Diana is nervous. Diana is anxious. It's a whole lot better than me saying I am scared. I am nervous. I am anxious, right? Because I am are incredibly powerful terms. And each time we're trying to rewrite our story, so instead of saying I am should always be in a sense of a positive statement about oneself. This level up strategy helps you to reinvent yourself as to someone who's more accomplished. If you're enjoying this episode, please hit the like button, Subscribe to the channel and share this with your fellow teaching friend. Now let's continue. Level up strategy number 2 is to watch yourself win. As you imagine or watch yourself doing something, your brain actually thinks you're doing something, as if maybe you're watching it through a mirror. That is still your reflection. That is still you. If you're taking a video of one, so take a moment right now and visualize yourself running. Well, your brain, if you're using more of your senses, will actually think that you are running, even though you're not. There's plenty of studies that show this, including University of Washington, when they visualize before running races or Olympians or whatever sports, and even public speaking. So you could take this into any area of your life and you visualize the end goal of what you want to achieve. It is almost as if you have already done it and now you're just repeating that same process again that you've already done. So for visualization exercises increases your self-esteem. Start by picturing yourself in a situation that you feel the most confident. Make the scenario as specific as possible. Where are you? How are you standing? What are you wearing? Who is with you? Are you by yourself? Are other people around you? And the type of people that are around you, people that you know, or are you giving a speech to strangers? Or can you find someone in the audience that you know that might attend this event and imagine them there watching you, encouraging you, sending you positive energy when you're on the platform on stage? Once you made the scenario as specific as possible, you need to practice it, maybe once or twice a day. It could be as briefly as a few seconds to a minute long. It's strengthening the brain circuits that tell you that you are capable and prepared. After practicing these for a while, you're able to draw on these. And since the brain circuits have already been made, you're able to withdraw from it at any time that you need them. Level up number 3 is to heed the power. Heed the power from within has to do a lot with growth mindset. To be aware that you are completely capable of adapting, of changing, of creating the life that you really want by being observant of the thoughts that you currently have, healing your past, and then writing out your future and taking steps to assure that that is the type of life that you are living day to day. So for example, if you have a vision of yourself to, be the head teacher of your department, or to be, acknowledged as teacher of the year, what does that look like? Well, you're going to first research all the past winners and see what have they done differently. What do their colleagues say about them? Usually there's descriptions of character traits or behaviors or habits that they've instilled. You could reach out and contact them personally through email, or if they're kind and generous with their time, they could possibly mentor you, right? So there's many ways of steps to take on that path if that is what you desire to achieve and to have. Instead of you saying, well, that's just a certain type of teacher, I'm not like that, or putting yourself down with doubts and limitations. With a growth mindset, we are living beyond our limitation. We acknowledge what they were and we redefine ourselves. Yes, that is how I was. This is who I am choosing to be right now. And this is how I'm creating the person that I want to be from now on, by doing these steps, by having these behaviors, by instilling good habits, right? By replacing things that no longer serve me to things that do serve me. A growth mindset incites you to move past your failures. I want you to really celebrate all of your past successes, no matter how big or small they were, because I want you to fuel you into encouragement of the life that you want to live, the life that you deserve and are worthy of living, based on those little wins along the way. It's like, yes, you know what? I've accomplished that and I'm really proud of myself for doing that. It doesn't involve anyone else to acknowledge your efforts but you. Sure, it is definitely nice for someone to say, wow, you're such a great teacher, or wow, I've seen how much you pour into this classroom. I really appreciate all your efforts. We all want to hear that. I know I certainly wanted to hear that from somebody, but often it didn't come, it didn't arrive. And sometimes it did, and that was very nice. But oftentimes it doesn't, especially for day-to-day tasks, many weeks on, you hardly ever hear any kind of positive reinforcement. So I'm here to tell you, you are a phenomenal teacher, and I appreciate all of your efforts that you put into your classroom, because only you know everything that you've done and all the struggles that you go through. And from my heart to yours, I appreciate you. Thank you. When you pay attention to the small wins, it builds on your belief of your abilities. So when something challenging happens to come forward in the future, you are more self-assured and confident that you can overcome it, or you could bypass it, or you could fulfill whatever duty or role or task that is ahead of you. Celebrating all of your minor achievements helps you see all of your progress towards achieving the goals that you've set for yourself. All right, friends, it's time to recap the 3 level up strategies. Strategy number 1 is to rewrite your story. Strategy number 2 is to watch yourself win. And strategy number 3 is to heed the power from within. I'd love to know which strategy you're planning on using, which one you have already used, in the comment section below. I read each one and reply to them. So thanks so much for keeping this communication back and forth together so I could know if these are even beneficial to you. Hey, phenomenal teacher, thanks for tuning in, and be a good friend to share this with a fellow teacher. If you have not joined the Phenomenal Teacher Club, what are you waiting for? There's a special place just for you inside our members only area. You will find exclusive perks to increase your wealth and well-being, and a supportive teaching community. So what are you waiting for? Join us today. And in the meanwhile, I'm always here to support you on your transformational journey of becoming the phenomenal teacher that you have always intended to be. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.